Hi, everyone. My name is Eden Boudreau, and I am thrilled to be able to introduce myself and share with you a little bit about my debut memoir, Crying Wolf, which is coming out pretty soon on March 22nd, 2023 from Book Hug Press. So, in part, this memoir follows my recovery from a very violent sexual assault that I was the victim of in September 2017. And throughout the following years, as I navigated that recovery, and with it, depression, guilt, resentment, but most of all, disbelief. Internal, but external as well. Due in large part to the fact that I was and am still a non-monogamous bisexual woman who at that time was in a heteronormative relationship. Throughout the book, you'll also see that we move back and forth in time from my childhood to my adolescence to my early 20s, when I was learning what it meant to be a woman, a mother, a wife, and eventually myself. I touch on these benchmarks in my life that really solidified the societal norms that I was supposed to stay within to stay safe. Be the good girl. Be the quiet girl. Don't make them mad. Be polite. Say no, but don't be rude. The things every girl is taught. When little boys are being taught how to climb trees and ride bikes, we're being taught how to check the back seat when we get in a car, or how to hold our keys between our knuckles. And because of this narrative, this societal conditioning that I grew up with, it led to a lot of doubt in my own mind that maybe all of those disbelievers I was encountering were right. That maybe because I was polyamorous and I was sex positive, that I somehow played a role in the horrible, awful thing that happened to me. And throughout this memoir, you'll see that it took my coming to a very dark, very dangerous place of despair through addiction and even a suicide attempt to finally be able to find some meaning in the meaningless. One of my hopes for this book is for it to be received by the mainstream readership so that it can start a conversation on the systemic rape culture in Canada as well as around the world, and how we need to be doing more to support survivors in their search for criminal justice, and how we need to make it so that the survivor is not the one guilty until proven innocent. But in addition to that, I'd say my biggest hope for this book is that it finds its way into the hands of the people who truly need it. When I was on my healing journey, when I was in my recovery, I turned to books like probably so many other avid bookworms had. And I remember searching the aisles of bookstores and not being able to find any story that was like mine. And the truth is that for the majority of us, we don't get closure tied up in a neat little bow in the courtroom with a judge's gavel. We have to find our own ways to continue on and to heal. And I truly hope that if even for just the moment that the reader is holding this book in their hands and reading my words, that they can feel a little less alone in that journey. Crying Wolf is my debut memoir, and I'm so happy that it is the first big piece of writing that I get to put out into the world. And even happier that it is going to be on the shelves soon for all of you to be able to pick up and start reading. But in the meantime, if you would like to pre-order a copy of Crying Wolf, you can do so directly through BookHug or your independent local bookseller. It's also available at all major retailers, but I personally like to support my indies first. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn a little bit more about myself and Crying Wolf.